Click, click.
That's it.
That's it. Well, welcome back to another edition of Two Dudes Just Sitting Back Talking Shit. Or the story so far.
Story so far.
Again.
Yeah.
Again. Just to fill you in on what's been happening, try and piece together some semblance of a storyline.
That's right. Well, I think the avid viewers probably haven't missed a great deal if you've been watching, because we've covered most of what has occurred with the footage, but there's always some behind the scenes action that is not discussed.
Yeah, that's true too, yeah. So I think where we left off was at the end of the last story so far was the Eton fight with the Dolly Durker, Dolly Mine
was the last one, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that left us with probably a return trip back to town, I'm probably quite sure, again.
And a long rest.
Yeah, king of the long rests,
yeah.
And then heading back into the abandoned mine proper.
Well, why were we fighting Dolly Durker?
Because I believe Bjorn Kegsculler, the blacksmith in Ravensport, his cousin of the Hill Dwarf clan, had been operating this iron ore mine for quite a while, and the whole reason why you guys are involved in because something happened, and they were forced out of the mine, and it had been abandoned for a couple of months, and he's got no resources left because they were supplying him as well as the caravan coming in. So you were hired on, so to speak, to go and investigate and try and hopefully find out the problem, why the dwarves were forced out.
So where was Dolly Durker though? Was Dolly Durker in the mine?
She was at the entrance to the mine.
There you go. Alright. So the mine, where's the mine on the map?
Well,
down past the farm.
No, out the north gate.
I will bring up the oldie map.
Out the north gate, and
I'm always a fan of the map.
It was about half a day, 3/4 of a day travel. There was a track that led off to the west, off the North Road.
Yep.
And he followed that to the entrance of the mine. Had all those rock crushing machines and rock breaking machines and whatnot out the front.
That's right, yeah.
Yep.
And is that where Dolly Durker was? In that particular?
Yep.
That makes sense.
Spot. Yep.
I'm down with that. We're actually going to camp there for the night. I'm not sure if we ended up doing that or not.
That sounds unlikely.
Wasn't it? We usually
no. Knowing you guys there, that's
try and move back to town to do our thing, and to stop in and see Mistress Kirsten, see if she's got any supplies. Which she's not going to get supplies until we do the caravan thing. So there's that. And when we did return to town, it was just the oldie rest, wasn't it?
Yeah, the long rest madness,
really occurring.
Not much going on.
I suspect we would have gone to Mistress Kirsten, as is our usual one. We usually tend to keep her informed.
Yep, and then give her an update of nothing really.
Not much doings.
Not much.
Yeah. So then, after Yaldi long rest, we returned to the mine on that occasion with Paul Gay. And we actually entered proper. So that was like the next Tuesday night. D&D.
That's right. Yep. Nothing random happening along the way because you guys were really keen to get into the mine. And you came into the mine, into the first chamber, which was like a sort of dormitory, sort of kitchen dormitory sleeping area.
Yeah, there was that like little kitchenette. I remember that.
Yep. And that's where, and you love this fight. It was one of your favourite fights, I think. Today.
Oh, the rust monsters.
The rust monsters. Yep.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. So it wasn't that they did damage, obviously. It was that they just, for want of a better word, and I won't use the word, but they destroyed things.
Yeah, well, that was the whole design of the encounter. It wasn't to deal damage, it was really just to destroy armour and weapons.
Yep. So Tom got out pretty lightly. He got shield -1. Pirate Steve didn't fare so well.
No,
actually, Tom must have lost one of his weapons as well.
No, he didn't. No.
How were his weapons unaffected?
Because he was casting that
casting
guiding bolt, and then he rolled the fumble, he rolled the gooch on the attack roll and dropped his thing, and I should have had that rust monster pick it up and suck on it like a lollipop, or played it a bit differently rather than just to drop at the feet.
But sure enough, like when we got into that area, there was a lot of rusted artifacts, and Carrick, what is he now? Balazar.
Yeah.
Was straight onto it and said, "Look, it's been a month. There's rust."
Couple of months, yeah. With the description
Yeah. What's
from
going
the
on?
DM, yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of rusted
He
picks
called
and
it.
shovels, and the minecart tracks were rusted and missing in spots, and so the clues were given.
Yeah. The bell was rung also at that stage.
Yep, clues were given, and
Yeah.
But-
I suffered particularly in that encounter because I'd just recently purchased the 200 gold U Beauty armour,
yeah,
and that
Yes.
was decimated for 3. My weapon became basically non-effective, and at that point I resorted to
it
the
ate your
old
shield
great club,
too.
and my shield was completely ruined. And then Pirate Steve lost a cutlass,
Yeah, his weapon was reduced.
and he had to pull out a dagger from
Yeah.
his boot. And then what happened with the other cutlass that's still effective, yeah?
Yep, still all good.
Because it got to the point where his weapon had rusted and he even didn't take an opportunity attack.
No,
Because,
he just thought, no,
You know, there was enough damage.
After he reversed it, it's like, oh, I'm not going to waste another weapon.
So HP wise, we were completely intact,
pretty well.
but I was just completely decimated, personally. And we continued though,
you did
in great fashion.
In your defence, you did have a Ross monster front and behind, you know. So whilst you're trying to kill one
That's
behind,
true.
there's one
Yeah.
always trying to lick your bum from behind, you know.
because
So,
my idea was to go straight in, draw the heat. I saw some monsters, I didn't know what they were, and of course, just full huddy, straight into it.
that's
And
it.
yeah, front and back, and they're just all over me, like a fat kid on rice. So that happened,
That's right. Yep.
and then down we go.
You
Well-
walked straight past the
There was a
the forge, yeah,
yeah,
the next sort of
I remember that.
mined out area.
yeah, there was
was a
nothing else
forge.
in there.
Well, you didn't bother looking.
Didn't we look in that area?
No.
Well, that was pretty
No.
foolhardy. I thought
Yeah, it
would.
was because there was a good encounter in that room too.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, I don't mind spilling the beans on it now.
Yeah. Well, that's silly.
We're around the forge. The dwarves have actually conjured up a minor fire elemental. Remember another
Wow.
clue given that it's been how many months of inactivity from the
Yeah,
forge?
and
2
yet it was
months.
still burning.
And the coals of the forge
That's
the embers and the
true.
coals were still glowing.
Yeah, so that's
Another clue not
another
missed,
clue.
or missed or
well,
not
that one
picked up
was
on.
missed. Yeah.
So that was
Yeah.
would have been a smaller, minor fire elemental
Well,
I
would have
designed
been
for that.
XP.
Well, you know,
If nothing
yeah.
else, or maybe
XP.
death. Who knows? Never,
You know,
never
that
can
that
tell.
opportunity was missed because no one decided to look around, or even with the clues given.
Yeah, fair call.
Oh well, you know.
So yeah, and then we went around, and there was the tracks,
Yep. T
all
junction.
that stuff. That's right.
Yep. In fact, I might even show the viewers the map because
Yeah.
you guys didn't really explore the whole thing anyway.
No,
so
we haven't. Yeah,
um,
but we're still going back there.
no,
Well, we
it's
are
all
back there at the minute. We're in the mine at the moment.
No, you're not. No.
Didn't we go in there? Anyway, I'm digressing.
Yeah. No, you're not in the mine.
We're not in the mine.
No, you've already
Returned after our
returned
last-
and told him it's all good. You've killed the earth elemental, and he's sent Yakov off on a horse to.
Oh, okay, so we missed the boat
Go on.
completely. Well,
So,
that sucks.
so that's the map.
Alright.
So you
So
would-
we,
you come in through that way. That's the dormitory.
yeah,
That's the forge.
Yeah, and
you
then we
went
turn
down
right.
here
and then
into
we got
there.
to,
So effectively,
there was still a bit more there.
there's still quite a bit more
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
Yep. So just
Yeah,
for the
give us an
viewers.
overlay of that, yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of hard to line it up, but I'm
I
sure
don't
you'll manage.
know.
Bit tricky on. You got to, yeah, weave your magic.
So they've come down. I don't know if it's hard to see. So they've come in and around and down,
Might have to.
then up to the T junction.
Yeah, I'll give you a hand, brother.
You give us a hand.
This is the, because you can't really see it on the camera because
No.
the camera's dark, but there we are. Whether or not that comes through.
Yeah. So they've come in and down south and headed around to the east,
Not really.
and then really sort of gone along the bottom of the map and missed half the dungeon and half the encounters. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Which at the time probably was not a terrible bad thing because I was pretty
No,
racked
but-
and ruined.
It means that the entire thing wasn't mapped out,
Yeah.
and whatever monsters have been left there for the dwarves to return to in combat. So, which will be interesting.
Well, so we didn't eradicate all the
yeah.
threats.
No, you didn't. No.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's hard to It's hard to know if you haven't mapped out the entire area. So
Yeah, true enough.
you know, yes, interesting.
So yeah, so then we returned. We spoke to Bjorn.
Oh no, because after the Rust Monsters, did you go back again, or did you keep going?
Oh no, we kept going. We
Kept
haven't got
going.
there to the Stone Guardian. So we reached like the terminus. You know, the track had ended at that point. It was the bottom half of the mine as was seen from the map.
Yeah, the
Bottom,
track. Yeah,
off the top.
Yep, track still kept going to the top
Yeah,
and
yeah.
off
Yeah.
to the east, and you encountered a couple of the Mine's Guardians. Yeah, which is a couple of the stone defenders, stone defenders. Yeah.
And that was the Dwarven. That was their protection, which we didn't know.
No.
We only found it out after the combat.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we entered that combat, all greatly reduced.
Oh, just merely AC for
Yeah,
some, and
but weapon-wise as well.
yeah.
See, that's when I was rocking the Great Club,
Yes.
which
how
is
great
two-handed 1d8. Two-handed.
Mm.
But I didn't have a shield at that point anyway, so it didn't
Didn't really
impact
matter.
me so much.
No.
I
And
was doing 1d8 anyway.
that was a really challenging fight, and Pirate Steve took a big hammering. We hopefully learn about reactions in that fight as well too, maybe, maybe not.
Seems to be a continuous
Yep.
lesson.
But they really underperformed, those monsters.
Yeah, we did get
because
lucky, didn't we?
they should have done a lot more damage than what they did, and they started off really well. And then, as usual, the dice fall into the black pit, and I can't roll hits or nothing, and you know.
Did anyone even... Usually I fall down, get knocked unconscious.
No, I don't think
wonder if
anyone got
anyone-
knocked prone. Oh, there was knocking prone because of the type of attack
Yeah,
by
that
the
was
shield guys.
consistent. Yeah.
But apart from that,
Yeah.
I don't think anyone went down.
And that was the mighty...
Yeah, the statues with the double shields.
Yeah, it was
and,
pretty cool.
yeah.
That was a big highlight. That was instigated by Dizzy. There you go, bit of back information there. So after that we went back.
Yep, went back.
Went back to Bjorn
Yep.
because I wanted to have a little prod and try to get hold of Yoldi armour and
Yeah.
such.
Give him an update, and
Unsympathetic ears at that point.
well, he's got no materials. That's
Well,
why he sent you
true
there to
Yeah.
help his cousin out.
But he did sell us
help him.
his shield,
Yes.
which I wanted, I coveted, but Tom had his, and it was for -1 AC. If I took that, he took the one +2 AC, if that makes sense. So not -1 AC. One shield had 1 AC, the other shield had 2 AC bonus.
Well, the Rust Monsters, they lit your
Yeah.
shield, or
Yeah,
his
mine
shield
was,
was reduced
yeah.
by effectiveness by
And
one.
the reasoning was because he was lower level that he had less hit points, and therefore,
Yeah, that old chestnut.
Give him
That
the,
doesn't wash with me.
hey,
You're in for a penny, you're in for a pound.
well,
you know?
I'm the front liner, so
So it
yeah.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I could have done with it, but -1 is not much difference when you.
No, doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
So I've been rolling on that. And yeah,
Yep. So
then what? Then the next week after that, because that was the end of that session.
Yep.
Then we were down a mage.
Yep.
So Morgaine couldn't make it.
Probably doing some spell research with
Meditating.
Mistress Kirsten, I reckon,
Yeah,
maybe,
I think
or a
that's-
bit of
that's what
study
happens.
with Mistress Kirsten.
Yeah.
Sounds plausible to me.
Yeah, I think
Or
that's
even
really.
just spending time in research and study
Yeah,
yourself.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put much thought into her spells. At which point, Dizzy, what did we do then, matey? That's the
You were debating what to do.
the
you know,
three amigos.
Yep, you had some options there. Did you want to go to the sewers, or did you want to go to the mine, or
Yeah.
did you want to explore the missing child option? There wasn't really much movement on the bounty board.
We went to the mine, didn't we?
I believe so, because
did.
the Elven Council were,
That's right.
very close
Yep.
to hopefully making an appearance.
Yep.
And so it was decided that you go back to the mines.
Yeah, that makes sense now.
Go back to the mines and try and sort that problem out for Mr. Keg
Not
Sculler
sure.
and his cousin.
Relative to the map, but it was certainly up to the north where we ended up. It was near where we ran into the Stone Guardians. We continued through there
Yep.
somewhat, and we encountered a cool thing for me because it had little bit of dust and that, I could use my special effects.
End of Dungeon Monster, yeah.
Yeah.
You encountered the Earth Elemental.
That's right, Earth Elemental.
Earth Elemental, and this was the reason that the dwarves had been forced out of the mine. Was the Earth Elemental.
Okay.
They disturbed a slumbering Earth Elemental, and it had awoken, and wasn't too happy that these greedy dwarves were plundering the Earth of its resources.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah,
No,
that makes
no.
a whole lot of sense.
Much sense.
Yeah. So I wonder with the rust monsters, just digressing, at what stage they moved into the mines?
Rust monsters are always a problem for mines,
Yeah, I
especially
guess.
in ore mines,
Sure.
and they've certainly
Saw the opportunity.
exactly. You know, no strangers.
Yeah, moved in on that.
So once the mine had been abandoned, it was much easier for.
So it was like a month or two.
To at least a couple of months
Yeah, there
that
you
had
go.
been abandoned for, since they were chased out by the Earth Elementals. So easy for them to move in and start eating everything
Yeah.
that was made of metal.
How did we go with the Earth Elemental? That's when
that was a
when I
hard
used
fight.
the potion.
Yes,
Was
yes,
on that occasion.
that's right. Yeah, because that was a really tough fight
That
because
was.
you're trying to belt it with a great club.
Yeah, which was fun.
It wasn't really effective.
That's right, because it was Earth. So what ended up doing the max damage was our friend Balazar.
Magic was doing normal damage.
was-
Everything else was resistant. Yeah.
Yeah, because Carrick was... Oh, not Carrick.
Balazar.
Pirate Steve was ineffective.
Yeah, he's
relatively.
running weapons.
Yeah, and he had the dagger and the cutlass as
Yeah.
well. And then I was hitting for bugger all. And Balazar at one point he rolled 6 D10.
I rolled a crit on his inflict wounds
It was just
spell.
nuts.
It was crazy.
Yeah, so that was cool.
Even so, 35 damage from that, which was good, and then he did it again.
Thunder or something?
No, he did it again. He rolled
Yeah.
7 on 3d10.
That's right.
So it was like, yep,
yeah,
balanced out. Yeah. Well, that hurt it, but yeah, it was just an elongated fight because
So,
of its resistance to
Yeah, that was the
non-magical weapons.
Yeah.
So.
and I thought at the time to act as a meat shield, which I usually do anyway, but to act as a meat shield and let Balazar do the damage, and Pirate Steve was doing his little thing, and I think I might have got knocked down. Maybe not,
Yeah,
because I remember giving the potion to Balazar, because he was the damage dealer, and I had a few hit points or something like that. It was hard to actually...
Yeah, you did use your big superior healing potion.
which was a
and
potion for
that
40, which
healed
I carried for some time.
Yep, that healed Balazar back up to max.
I don't remember if I got knocked
I
down
think
or
you
not.
did get knocked
I usually
down.
do, you know.
I think you did.
But I managed to get back, and someone stabilised and then must have cast a spell on me because I've got back up.
Could have been.
Unless Pirate Steve poured a potion down my neck, but again, have
Not
to
sure
go
if
back
we
through
had
the
too
footage.
many of them left. They're running rare at the moment.
Well, we got
short supply.
nothing at the minute.
No.
Yeah, well, I think Morgane's got some, but anyway. So yeah, Balazar was the hero of that encounter. And destroyed?
Yeah, someone
Earth
killed it, smote it, and it exploded in a cloud of
That was
dirt
cool.
and dust.
That was a real highlight too.
Yep.
And what do you know, this is the cool bit. We found, well, first of all, we found the amethyst.
Yeah.
Several, 10 amethyst
That's right.
shards,
Yep.
or whatever they were.
Small gems.
chunks.
Yep. But more importantly, you'd found where the Earth Elemental had been hoarding all the ingots
Yes.
that the dwarves, in
So
an
we
effort
had-
to reclaim
Yeah.
the Earth's
Right,
resources.
so
So
that
it
makes
hoarded
sense
it
too. It's all starting to...
at the end of the chamber there.
So, when Balazar and I decided, well, I don't know if it was my idea, but to grab the ingots, Pirate Steve, unusually, didn't want to be a part of it.
No, his back was fucked, mate.
Yeah,
He said
he
his
used that
back
as an
was-
excuse, and
Oh,
that's fair enough.
Oh, I think it was fair
Yeah.
comment, you know, taking a few slugs in the back,
Yeah.
and you know, he even questioned the moral ambiguity, which
That's
is
what got
ironic
me.
for a rogue. You
That's
know.
what got me.
He
That was,
questioned the moral ambiguity of like, you know, well, I
Mm.
don't think what you're doing's right, and my back shagged, and
yeah,
Arr,
and reassurances
so-
were
yeah.
offered.
no, he
but
just
to little or no
oh,
effect,
maybe he's
yeah.
lazy.
He didn't
who
want to
knows?
carry it.
No,
So I grabbed
Yeah.
like, might have been 12 or something, I can't actually remember, it was quite a few.
you loaded up with as many as you thought you could carry
Yeah.
safely without.
Balazar grabbed a few. And
They
of
were
course,
burning, yeah.
what did we do? We returned to the port, to Ravensport, which,
Yeah,
interestingly enough, did start out as Ravenstown, but I quite like Ravensport.
yeah, Ravensport,
Seems sort of
Ravenstown.
stuck, you know. But there you go. Anyway, grab the ingots and return straight to Bjorn Kegskuller.
Yeah.
Ding. How you going, mate? That's when we requisitioned items.
Yep,
So, you
and
know,
a meeting with him, you told him, and this is what I love about it, knowing that you've seen the map now and knowing that you've missed heaps of stuff, and
we said
you know, yeah, it's all good. We've cleared out the mine. There was a big earth elemental, and he was happy for you, and all that, and sent Jakob off to tell his cousin it's all good.
Sure,
and,
that'll be all right.
yeah, well, you know, when they get there, they'll be in for a small surprise, but that's all right, you know.
Terrible.
Which may or may not affect your reward as well too, you know. But you did engage him in because you brought back some resources.
Yeah.
So, and look, I get that, but just Pirate Steve's lazy.
Oh, that's fair enough.
And maybe he did take a blow that hurt his back, you know. But
yeah, he wasn't in on it.
Yeah, maybe he just, you know. No, I think he's just lazy.
But the amethyst, what a bonus that was. After being so poor for so long, worth like 100 each as appraised by Pirate Steve.
Yeah.
And we got face value, which was great. Except Balazar wasn't happy. He wanted a second opinion.
Yeah,
that's when he went to Foxman.
That's right. What's
his name?
Ferris the Fox, the pawnbroker.
Ferris the Fox.
Yeah, Ferris the Fox.
He managed to ferret, you know, a few gold pieces.
Oh yeah.
Undervalued the items.
It's my job as DM to
fair call. Yeah, he's not going to do it for free.
Ferret as much. Well, that's a term, isn't it? Ferret.
Yeah.
Purloin, no.
Yeah. I like ferret.
Ferret. Yeah, it's my job to ferret all your excess gold that I deem to be. But you know, you're paying for a service that he provided, even though Pirate Steve had provided an appraisal, and Bjorn was happy with the appraisal.
Give it up, mate.
That's right. Only on Tuesday night D&D, real life.
Yep.
And he was happy with that, but he always trying to root someone for an extra bit of coin, and in this case, he got paid to have it undervalued.
Yeah.
He paid for it to be undervalued, so or whether the value was 100 and the guy's trying to, you know, well, people got to make money.
We got the ticket price for it.
Yep.
So I spent 200, which ended up being 300 because, you know, we're not getting book prices because, dude, the place is just short of supplies.
Well, he did do you solid. He you know, he did
gave
a bit
me
of a deal.
He gave you double value, so.
Then Pirate Steve do a deal for some weapons. And a bit of adornment on them, and
that's right. You've got one silvered, so silvered cutlass.
Oh yeah,
which would be very
silvered
handy.
Cutlasses and daggers.
Yeah, so that's cool. Did Tom buy anything?
He wanted to buy a warhammer that he thought he'd already bought and was using in the next combat.
Yeah,
which was like hello.
Yeah, and I purchased the warhammer as well. So the booty that we got from that fight, excuse me, it must have been. This is the next night when we did all this business, because this is another night when Morgaine wasn't around and we were tramping around town. We had 3 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah, it was mad too.
Or 2 levels of exhaustion. And we requisitioned the items, so there's a 3-day wait on that. So we kicked the dog in town, went and spoke to Mistress Kirsten, but she wasn't, didn't really affect her. She did thank us for helping out her friends.
That's right, yeah.
She's known
Mr. Kegsculler for a number of years.
Yeah, and once you're a friend of the dwarves, then, you know.
Usually always a friend, so...
Yeah.
And I think that's when you're back at the Rat and Cheese and Mitchell mentioned that Farmer Jones had come in.
Ah, that's right.
Quite irate.
Yeah, that was some sad news. Yeah, so, I mean, in our modern day, when you hear of cattle being eviscerated...
I think we missed one.
Did we?
I think we missed one. Before you went back into the mine, the ogre ambush.
The bigger they are.
Yeah, the ogre ambush before you went back into the mine.
That's right.
That's right, before the earth elemental.
Sorry, that's right. So the earth elemental is the bigger they are.
Yep.
This
3
is
amigos.
And the 3 amigos.
3 amigos.
Is returning
to the mine, yes.
And encountering the thing at the front of the mine, which was 2 trolls.
No, that Dolly Durka was before.
Yeah.
Then the Rust Monsters, then the Stone Defenders.
Stone Defenders.
Then you went back.
Yes. Then returned.
And it was the 3 amigos. And then on the way it was.
We had it. So on the way to the mine.
On the way, yeah.
That's right. Is when you had a random encounter.
Planned random.
Yeah. So we digress. But yeah, so the three amigos
That's right.
was the.
The ogre fight, the two
Right.
ogres.
And how'd we go with that?
I thought it was
We were reduced, I know that much.
reduced somewhat, but I thought it was my favourite part of it was at the end when Pirate Steve threw the dagger, hits the ogre in the eye, and and I thought, well, it's up on that incline, so it's sort of towering above you a bit.
That's
and I
right, they had hills.
That's
Yeah,
right, and it sort of, he kills it, and it's like, oh, it's going to fall to the ground. It's like, well, let's make this interesting. Let's make a dex saving throw. You know, you two, you and Balasar,
Yeah.
and he rolled a gooch.
The fall.
That's
yeah,
right,
fell on
yeah,
him.
it fell on him.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, that wasn't the fight where he used the potion.
No, but that was just funny.
And we were
just,
both still standing at the end.
Yeah.
So,
But it was funny to have him, roll a goocher on the save and
Yeah, true.
like,
Yeah.
bang, get squashed. Not enough to kill him, but enough for comic relief and have a laugh.
So watch that one. That's the three amigos.
The three amigos.
The one that we forgot. The unmissable.
Oh yeah.
Three amigos. The bigger they are,
Yeah. And then
the bow
Farmer Jones.
follower.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
Farmer Jones, Mitchell told you, Farmer Jones come in from the farming tenements up northern tenement, and he lost 3 cows overnight. They'd been eviscerated.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yep. But it wasn't the first time that it had happened. He said-
You guys did nothing for a night, and then the
That's
next
right.
night,
We camped on it. Yeah.
yep,
Right. There was more.
there was more carnage.
That's
2 more
what
cows had
happened.
been
Yeah.
eviscerated,
Yeah.
and
So
then
we
you
could've
went,
gone in.
and then you went and spoke to Farmer Jones.
Yeah. Now, what wasn't included on the footage there, because it was a bit long-winded and for various other reasons,
I love the music you had, the country music.
There were yeah.
It was
I've been waiting to
it
use
was
that
like
one.
Deliverance,
I was totally happy to use it. I couldn't believe it. As soon as you said farm, man,
I loved it.
I was all
I
over
loved
that.
it, man.
Yeah, I was very happy.
Loved the
with that.
backing track on
I've
that
been
one.
waiting for an opportunity. There was
It was
discussion
funny.
at great length
Yeah.
between us players as to how we're going to tackle it and stuff.
Yeah, because I wanted you to come up with a plan.
Yeah,
you
so
know.
my initial approach was to lock them up in the barns and then to either guard. I said initially to be inside the barn, and Balazar said that's a bit silly, which it is. We didn't even end up penning them in a barn.
No,
It's a bit long-winded how we came across fencing them in the middle of the field, close to the forest. So the idea was that when they came from the forest, that they'd be like 60 foot and we'd be able to see them
Yeah,
as they approached.
I viewed the whole idea of you using his livestock as bait, really, to
Well, it
attract.
sort of was.
Yeah, that's how I saw it.
It sort of was.
I didn't want to say too much because I didn't want to upset Farmer Jones, but I saw how you were
Yeah,
running with that.
yeah. I mean, we could have stood in front of the cows
You could have, yep.
and probably
Yep.
saved 2 cows.
Well, 2
'Cause
more
he
did
hasn't got
die. Yeah,
many
he lost
left.
Bessie, didn't he?
He lost bloody nearly the whole farm.
Oh yeah.
And and especially with town being so short on supplies.
Nearly had to sell his children off for magical experiments.
Yeah,
So.
which I remember Balazar coming out with the beauty. He said something like, "Well, don't worry, the medical people will buy it." And then he goes, "On a serious note,
Yeah.
some other shit."
Another Tuesday
I loved
night
it.
comment.
Yeah, it was good. But yeah, so that fight happened. And that was pretty. So again,
Well,
we
that
got
was-
caught out there.
That was the 2 owlbears.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which initially was one, but
yeah.
what caught us out is that the DM reiterated. So what he's doing is awaiting, but we didn't really say we're watching because it ended up being a surprise attack.
Yeah, it's
So we're
stealth.
waiting behind the fence. in
It's stealth roll against
stealth
your
roll,
passive
so-
wisdom,
Yeah.
and
It's stealth as well.
yeah, because we mentioned what's your passive
Sure.
wisdom, and then
Yeah.
there was like 20 minutes later.
Yeah, there was a lot
You're
of
like, it
Yeah.
should be on your sheet, whatever.
yeah.
We worked all that out, and yeah, so it's stealth roll against your passive wisdom.
Yeah, which is 10 plus your wisdom. There you are. We've all learned something.
Yeah. It's on the sheets now,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's why I was able to get right up close and eviscerate a couple more cows.
So 2 cows suffered. And the surprise round basically took care of one, and then the second one was the start of the next round, which was, I can't say I was too unhappy at that point because at least it wasn't attacking me. That's horrible, isn't it? But there you go.
No, I remember this fight was really funny because
Yeah.
you were bitching. Is that a right term to use, bitching?
I don't know. It depends on what we were.
You were bitching about you only had this
That's
two-handed club.
Yeah, bitching will do.
Bitching about, oh, I've
Shitty
only
club.
got this two-handed club.
Yeah.
And two-handed weapon only does
It's a great
DA,
club.
and I pointed out the merits of it's a different type of damage.
And it's also wooden.
It's wooden, so the
Won't
rust
get rusted.
busters wouldn't eat it. You know,
I wasn't hearing it. I had none of it. I didn't want nothing to do with it.
And I thought, well, with all that said and done, and then what happened during that fight, I thought it was great how I resolved that
That's the
for you.
irony of it, you know,
Yeah.
is it ended up being broken in half.
Because
Now one-hander.
how did you break your club?
Rolled a gooch,
Yeah,
the classic gooch.
Yeah.
Yeah, and broke it. But then it gave me the opportunity because I dropped my shield because it was a two-handed weapon. So then I could rock the D4 +4.
well, you said you
Great
wanted
stuff.
to use, you know, it's
Yeah,
I
I was
can't even
happy.
use my shield
I was
pen,
happy.
so
I had my shield.
it's almost like I accommodated for you.
It was very thoughtful.
I thought so.
Yeah. very
And
thoughtful.
comical,
Instead of just-
theatrical,
Yeah,
it fit the theme, that was the
You
undertone
were
that
pretty
was running.
happy at the time. And I wasn't
I
unhappy.
love
had
when
my
you
shield.
guys roll a Gucci.
Yeah,
It's
always
great.
good.
It's
Always
great.
fun.
Someone's going to be happy, someone's not going to be.
And another particular highlight, just because to let you know a little secret, I've been trying, like, I could use fancier sound effects, but I've been trying to build up my own stock library. And the call of the owlbear was a moment for me. But so Dizzy had the thing, it calls out in pain, and then it's returned by its mate or whatever, by another owlbear.
Yeah, another howl from the forest.
I was just really happy with that particular sound effect, so that was cool. Yeah, so as it's nearing its death, it basically called out for its partner or the other owlbear that it used to hang out with in much better days. Yeah,
The other one bounded out of the forest.
by the time
feed
he
the
got
cold.
there, I think we'd just about killed
Yeah,
that one, and it was
Yeah.
straight on to the next one.
pretty well.
Yeah, and again, you know, somewhat reduced because we're still technically, I'm waiting for the Warhammer and my armour, and Balazar's waiting for his stuff and Pirate Seed, but
Yeah.
wasn't too much trouble that encounter.
No, I loved it how
Because
the
it was
second one
staggered
just
too.
bounded over the fence and
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah,
raced up to you.
yeah, it was right in there.
Yeah, I loved using those fences as the paddock fences. I thought
And that's
that-
another thing that you guys didn't get to see because of the edit, and I didn't get. It was. It says no. It doesn't convey. It doesn't mean anything. But the fence was here, where we had him was there, and the DM was there. So my whole shot was staggered. Like I'd rather have probably the fence, the DM, and the fight. That would have been real cool. But it ended up staggered, and you just got the fight.
saw bits of
One
it.
camera, you know.
That's all right. It was a good fight,
Early days.
and Farmer Jones didn't have to sell his kids for scientific experiments.
Yeah, and
so
that
the kids
was
were happy.
the cool thing was too is that it was just done for the glow of doing a good service.
Yeah.
And we probably could have been quicker or whatever, but no bounty involved. No harm,
But
no
mind
foul.
you didn't point out that he lost 2 more cows.
No, we glossed over that.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, we just let him know that we'd liberated. Yeah.
You have no more problems.
Mm.
We fixed it. Excellent. The kids will sleep better tonight.
And you wouldn't believe it, but after that we returned to Ravensport. You just wouldn't believe it.
For a long rest.
And for a long rest.
Wow.
Because we'd
Really
been up all
thought.
night, you know, and all the rest of it, and recover another level of exhaustion. So by that stage, the way I look at it is like 3 days to 4 days waiting for the armour, etc.
Yeah.
That was day 2 of that. And returned to Mistress Kirsten as we do.
Yep.
Didn't
And
buy anything, dismayed. But
she announced that the Elven Council, there would be a couple of members of the Elven Council
that's right.
attending Ravensport very soon.
Which we'd almost forgotten about, really.
Mhm.
This
We've
Elven
been-
Council.
We've
has
been waiting
for a long time.
for a while for this, yeah.
In
so
fact, is that even in the episodes? The Elven Council.
it could be.
When did that? So that
I'm
was
sure
way back.
whenever you've gone to Mistress
Skeksis.
Kirsten, you've been asking about is the council. No, not you haven't heard back.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
now she has, and she's expecting their arrival in Ravensport in any time now.
Because I'm not sure if we really touched on it, but after Sir opened up the chamber which led to Skeksis, we returned to Mistress Kirsten to tell her about it, and she was a big player in imprisoning Skeksis and Rara, and we were admonished. And she said that she'd go talk to the Elven Council.
Yeah, she sent a message to the Elven Council. And finally, we're going to meet with their representatives, and hopefully we'll enlighten you with some information which will move the main storyline along.
Yeah. So again, with that the Farmer Steve Morgaine was not there on that encounter as well.
Farmer Jones.
What did I say? Albert.
Farmer Steve.
I said Albert. Oh, did I say Farmer Steve?
Yeah, Farmer Steve.
I was just thinking Albert. So whatever I said.
How does that? Okay.
Because that was the Albert fight.
Yes.
Yeah. And that was why my brain was there.
Yep.
It wasn't. There was no connection.
No.
Yeah.
The synapses are not firing there. There's too big a gap.
Yeah.
Too big a gap. So so everyone's very keen to find out what the council reps have got to say. So and I can't wait either till Tuesday night D&D because it's Elven Council night.
Yeah. So that'll be different.
Yeah.
We're going to get some storyline progress.
Yep, main storyline.
Because we've sort of been, trying to keep away from the main storyline.
Well,
without Morgaine's involvement, as it were.
Sort of, side mission here or there.
Yeah.
That helps level you up a bit too.
Not a bad thing, really.
Nah, certainly not.
Still a little ways to go, yeah.
That's it, but level 5.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, so it's Pirate Steve, level 5, man.
That'd be very good, man.
Level 5.
I believe I get level 2 spells. I have to go double check, but I think that's level 2 spells.
Level 2 spells?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I get a few little bonuses.
Level 2. Pirate Steve get like 3d6 extra sneak attack damage.
Yeah?
Yes, and instead of 2d6, it's like 3d6, so it's like, oh man, what a champion. It's just Pirate Steve's just too much. You, second level spells at 9th level. Sorry. Yeah, you get 2. You'll gain a first and get 2 second.
Yeah, so Misty Step and...
Plus extra attack and proficiency bonus.
Yeah,
everyone get proficiency bonus.
And extra attack is very good.
Yeah.
Because I've played a Palladium before, It's sort of a basic build, but I like it.
You get 2 attacks with your club now.
Yeah,
when you
it'll be a Warhammer, so that's cool.
Club, shield.
Bit of both.
Loved it. That was funny.
Mm.
Sometimes you can't pick them any better. You can't script stuff any better.
No, that's right. Yeah. Balazar might have dropped his during that fight too, but it didn't.
Yeah, he threw his weapon away.
Break.
No.
He has broken his fair share though.
Yeah, it's gone
through bowstrings and whatnot.
Yeah, it's you got to try and take into account what are you fighting, and what works best for Dizzy really at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, no.
Well, it can't be like one set. It'd be a bit boring if it was just vanilla. All right, you drop it on your foot.
Well, that's why I thought you
gotta mix it up
when you were pissing on about your great club and
sure.
And then I thought you really wanted a one-handed weapon and your wish is my command, sir.
That's it.
All you got to do is provide the relevant dice rolls and
good news.
And happy times. There you go. You got a single-handed weapon, so you can use your shield again.
Thank you, sir. Well played. Very kind.
No problem. No problem.
So that's where we're at, really.
I think so.
Another adventure in the Tuesday night D&D annual of goodness.
How much XP till level 5? I'm really keen.
See, I don't need that much. I think it's about 2 and a bit.
Oh no. I really
2,000 odd.
Can't wait for Pirate Steve to gain
6.5.
Yeah, 6.5.
I've got about the same as Pirate Steve.
Yeah, a little bit more. Oh wow. It's about 1,800 roughly.
Yeah, right. So not too much. Would be nice.
1,800. I could organise that all in one fight. How many people do you want? How many characters? 4 of you or 3 of you?
I don't want to die. I just don't want to die.
You could get that in one fight, technically.
Yeah, well,
if you lived.
Yeah.
How many PCs? All 4 of you or just 3 of you?
Well, it's going to be 4 of us.
Okay, so that'd be like one big monster?
I don't know.
That's worth like $7,000, 7,200 XP.
Just fuck that. Nah, I'll just wait, man.
Wow.
I'll wait. I'd like to go up a level because I think when the Elven Council returns, that things will move forward in some way that
Oh yeah,
I'm sure will involve.
they've definitely got some interesting information
Yeah, sure.
to pass on to you,
Yeah.
which is going to promote the main
Probably
storyline.
Skexis related, I have no doubt.
Oh, it'll be nothing but.
Yeah.
Nothing but.
That's why we called them, wasn't it?
What? Skexis?
Well, that's why they've been called, yeah, because we liberated Skexis.
Yeah, you set him free from his prison.
Yeah, by accident, but
Well,
it wasn't intentional, but it was
I heard that
foolhardy.
your own words were you couldn't get the key into the lock quick enough.
Pretty much.
That's right.
Yeah, pretty much.
100%.
I didn't investigate.
100%.
Common factor. Yeah.
100%.
And
So,
on more games return to games night next week, which is a couple of days. Good times.
No, that's going to be good.
Yeah, you got it sorted.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. It's all
good
here.
stuff.
It's all here, man.
The
And the next one as well.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. You're not going to like it.
No
But
doubt.
that's
Maybe I should try to level up first.
That's not going to help
The
you.
oldie bounty board.
It's not going to help you. I think
me.
some main storyline stuff would be good
Yeah.
to get you on track. Even provide a distraction for you and you don't clear it out. You just like, oh yeah, this way, this way, this way. And we've stumbled onto the end monster and gone back and told Mr. Kegsguller, yes, you can tell your cousin it's all
I
good.
don't remember me saying that we cleared it, but I must have done. I'm going to have to go review the footage. Somebody obviously.
Safe to return, tell your cousin, give us our money, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't remember
That's how
saying
I'm
that.
sort of remembering
I'm
it.
going to have a look back at that actually.
Oh, you don't need to.
Yeah, I'll review the footage.
The gist of the conversation was that
That we've liberated the mine.
yes,
at some
and
point,
where's our money? And
I never asked for the money though. On this occasion, I was
well, the money's coming.
more sedate.
Maybe part of the money.
Yeah. Want
Maybe
to get
no
all of it
money,
if no one's alive.
Maybe some money.
We'll
Some
see.
money's probably fair.
We'll see. If not, we might have to re-liberate the mine ourselves. Liberate it from the miners. Some fucking bounty. Good times.
Yes, it's always best to make sure you explore every nook and cranny.
Yeah, it's a fair call. Especially when you're trying to rescue somebody. Or rescue something.
That's it.
So yeah, stay tuned. Because
For sure.
there's going to be stuff coming up that I've got no idea.
No, I'm so looking forward to Elven Council
Yeah.
Night. You guys, seriously, for those that have been following and for those that have joined us recently, welcome to Tuesday night D&D. Welcome aboard.
Yeah.
Elven Council meeting, you can't miss this episode because it's gonna, be quite
Be
informative.
the heartbreaker.
Oh yeah. Did you see the Heartbreaker? Apparently that's the official title now.
Yeah, what sort of is, man?
What do we call it? Damn.
Yeah.
Heartbreaker. Well, for one of other terms,
Destroyer of
endearment, like friend, buddy, pal, mate, overlord.